Al Beck here, along with the Huffman family. Of course, Jack Huffman, who's got an adventure ahead that we're going to talk about here a little bit. His wife, Meg Huffman, and their son, Jimmy Huffman. Hey, Jimmy.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
All right, well, I do want to say up front that we do know each other, of course. There's a connection. We are family. Megan and I are siblings. Jack, her husband, of course, and Jimmy is my nephew. But the reason we're here together is because we want to get some of the word out there. Jack, you're heading out on a little bit of an adventure here coming up in a couple of months here, right?
That's right.
That's right. So you are actually going to be doing a walk across the country, which, as anyone listening to this for the most part is saying, what? Why? Like, what is the deal with that? So I'm going to give you your website here right at the top. So if people want to check it out and give it a look over and see what you got going on, Jaxwalk.com. That's Jaxwalk.com. But let's talk about this walk. It's going to be going from California to Georgia. And when are you starting this walk?
We're going to start March 1st.
March 1st?
Coming right from Newport Beach, California. I'm going to go to Tybee Island, Georgia.
Wow. Okay. And you want to do this, is this correct, in 100 days or less?
That's right.
Now, I am not great with math. How achievable is that?
It'll be just over 25 miles a day.
25 miles a day. Now, obviously, you're doing a lot of training. You're doing a lot of walking right now.
Right.
So 25 miles a day, how attainable, like how close are you to that as we speak?
My best day's been 65.
65?
I hit 20 very regularly.
Now, that obviously is training, and you're not going through the desert when you're doing that. You're going through your hometown,
right,
and all that stuff. So
hamster wheel.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a great way to look at it. So the question, I guess, is what are you doing to kind of compensate for the fact that you're close to home and doing, at your best, 65 miles a day, but you got to do 25 out in the middle of the desert?
Right. We got a sled hill that's about a mile from our home.
Yeah, okay.
So, I put about 16 miles on this little tiny hill.
16 miles on a hill?
Yeah.
Just up and down it?
Just up and down.
Do you wear like body weights or anything? Do you try and weigh yourself down?
That's coming up. Jimmy's about to go back to school. Okay. And that'll give me a little more training time. But yeah, I'm going to throw a 40-pound vest on and try to hit 50 miles a day on that hill.
On the 50 miles on the hill
with the vest.
With the vest.
Right.
Okay, so now that's kind of where you're at now with training. So let's go back to where you started training. And obviously, as anyone who is trying to get in shape, lose weight, or anything like that, one of the most important things that are preached to you is they always say it's all about the diet.
Absolutely.
And so obviously you're trying to do a cross-country walk. The walking and the vest and the hill are all important, but what's your diet like?
A lot of like rabbit food almost.
Yeah.
Avocados, bananas, apples. I mean, just the bare minimum.
And that's what you're doing now, too. So, and you're in shape, or at least pretty close to the shape you want to be in to go, because you're, at this point, we're a couple months away from leaving. Was your diet different when you were getting in shape?
Yeah, I started, I took it down to like no caffeine, no sugar, anything, no fatty foods.
Yeah.
Just to completely strip myself out. I lost 50 pounds last year. And
50 pounds. All right, so the diet, and then the beginning of training. How did training start for you? Like, because I remember, like I said, we do know each other. Obviously, you're my brother-in-law. I remember, was it your 30th birthday? You tried to walk 30 miles for your 30th birthday, and you didn't make it. You tried your best.
I was just short.
Yeah. Because I remember meeting up with you guys for birthday dinner afterwards, and you were a little short. So how does it make you feel now? We're 2 years after that, where you couldn't do 30 miles, trying your hardest, and now you've done 65 in a day.
Right, and even that is just limited by time. I feel like I just keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
We'll keep pushing it. And
Jaxwalk.com if you want to check out videos and photos, and you tend to keep it updated as well on your Instagram, your Facebook, so if people can find you on social media as well. Is that all linked up on your website?
Yeah, everything's through my website.
Okay, so again, Jaxwalk.com. That's Jaxwalk.com. The biggest question I feel like most people ask you, aside from your mascot, which we'll circle back around to, but when I talk about your walk, the biggest question I get, why? What's the motivation? What made you want to do this to begin with?
I'm going to try to chase a world record here.
Oh, world record.
Yeah, try to do it less than 100 days.
So is there an existing record already to break, or are you trying to set a new record?
I don't think there's actually an official record,
okay,
but there is something about 67 days for an unsupported walk.
So going for a world record, what kind of stuff do you have to do to, obviously you have to prove that you've completed a record? Like what do you have to do for that?
I'm looking at picking up probably 2 time-lapse cameras. I'm just face them opposite each other, and they'll just constantly take pictures. A picture every 2 seconds.
Really?
I'll also be loaded up with all kinds of GPS, satellite tracking.
Okay. Which also gets into the fact that you're going to be walking through the mountains, the desert, the plains.
Right.
And the time of year you're going through, it's not necessarily the hottest or the coldest time of the year.
Right.
But you can also run into some storms and stuff. I mean,
yeah, the reason why I'm doing it this time, I wanted to give up, the heat in the desert and the cold during the winter, and so I'm taking on the stormy season in the plains. That's just the way the schedule's working out.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get rid of all of the
right. You got to deal with one of them. There's just tons and tons of stuff that I have to look into, and it's constantly looking for ways not to die.
Which, I mean, we kind of chuckle at, but it's an actual concern. That's right. The why, because you feel like it, because you want to do it. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like it's something that you want to do. It's a challenge to overcome.
Well, I mean, if you don't show your kids how to chase your dreams, how will they know how to go after theirs?
And this is a dream of yours. Have you had
absolutely
for how long?
Oh, years and years. I mean, since I was a little kid, I've always, off the walls.
That's true.
He's talked to me about this for at least 10 years.
To that point, though, about, obviously the survival aspect, you mentioned GPS tracking. Is that also to just sort of know where you're at? What does that link up to? Like, Meg, would you be able to track his location from back home?
We're hoping so.
Okay.
We just invested in a Garmin watch for him that does the live tracking. And if you know anything about fitness trackers, like Garmin is the way to go.
Is that right?
And we've actually tried it. He's been doing this thing called Sunday Steps. So he goes out, he starts at midnight, and he walks all day to see how many steps he can get in.
24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours by all day, not like an 8-hour work shift. It's 24 hours he walks. But we tested out his Garmin live track, and I was able to follow him on the map and see where he was.
Okay.
To the point where I checked the map and he was looping back. He was down at, on 13 Mile down by Beaumont. He's looping back towards our house, and I started prepping dinner because I was like, oh, he'll be here soon. Right. We got to feed him. So, I mean, it's
that's
pretty
good.
reliable in urban areas.
That's good.
Right. Husbands, watch out.
Yeah. If you get a Garmin watch, for your birthday or Father's Day.
You have to initiate the live track yourself, the watch holder. So either way.
And of course, Garmin is known, they're mostly known for GPS, their navigation systems and all that. I mean, I had a Garmin, before cell phones were regular. I had a Garmin GPS. It was pretty reliable. So,
right.
So, and the Garmin, not a paid advertisement. That's just their selected equipment there. But let's talk about your equipment. So you've got some GPS tracker. Talk about these time-elapse cameras that you need to get. What else do you have? What kind of equipment are you going to be carrying with you? You mentioned you're going to have a lot of water.
Yeah, as far as electronically, I'm going to have, I got a solar panel with some heavy-duty camping batteries, a hotspot Wi-Fi that's basically picks up any cell tower around, so I'll have high Wi-Fi wherever.
Obviously, you don't know until you're out there, but when you are out in the middle of nowhere in the desert and plains, should you be able to get some of that hotspot?
I'm hoping so. There's another satellite connection that's even more detailed in that, but I'm hoping so.
Okay.
That's looking into it as far as I can.
Yeah. Again, Jack Huffman here, going to be walking from California to Georgia starting here March 1st, trying to do it in 100 days or less. Jaxwalk.com is his website, JAX walk.com. So what kind of equipment, what are you still in the market for? What do you need?
Some rain gear. Like I said, I still want to look into picking up a true satellite connection.
Yeah.
It's a satellite Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Bunch of little stuff still. It's just constant collecting of
Yeah, constantly collecting. And now, how are you going to be transporting this? Because obviously you got to take a bunch of it with you.
Right. Well, I got to take Sam with me.
And who's Sam?
That's my rickshaw.
Your rickshaw? Tell me about this rickshaw named Sam.
Sam clips into a 5-point harness off of some painter's poles that I ran from one of the kids' runners.
Okay.
Just a running stroller.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. So you've got, so it's obviously got the thing, you could push it and then you rigged up this thing with the pole. So
Yeah, it's like a climbing harness, so I'll be able to clip into the D hooks.
so you're just gonna haul it behind you.
Yep.
Which is where the nickname Rickshaw came from, and then
I
Sam.
think that was you.
Yes, it was me. It's a very interesting design. How is it done? Are you still working on it?
I'm just about done. I'm always, constantly working on little tiny upgrades, but the majority of it's done. I've got suspension and all kinds of crazy stuff on it.
Now, Meg, how about the home front? Like, while you're back here, he's going to be gone for 100 days. You're left back here as the support system. What's going to be what's your duty?
She'll have me.
She'll have Jimmy, of course.
I've got a great support system, family, friends. Work is really supportive.
Now, will you be able to contact him? I know we've talked about the hotspot and all that stuff. Will you be able to be in contact with Jack while he's out on his walk?
We can video call. We can do regular phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I keep getting asked, well, that's 3 months. That's so long. And honestly, what's 3 months out of a lifetime? Let him chase a dream and, conquer it. And I'll hold down the home front while he's gone. No big deal.
Now, will you be able to resupply him if he's running low on any of his stuff? I mean, how's that going to work? But
Looking into that Amazon too, where they deliver to people with no addresses.
Amazon Prime Now, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called.
So but that's important to be able to contact her, so you can tell
absolutely.
Meg, I'm going to need this, and this at.
Right. I might have like my winter gear shipped to me before I get to the mountains, and then I might mail it home after I clear the Rockies.
Yeah, to minimize your weight.
Right.
Do you have your route mapped out completely, or an idea?
It's always up for change, but
Sure.
even
While you are walking, I assume it would be up for
Absolutely,
change. Yeah.
far southern.
Okay.
Through the far south. It's the shortest distance from coast to coast.
Okay.
Taking the super far route really saves me a lot of vertical miles.
So it's a trade-off there. So you're actually going to be walking more miles, but less of them.
Yeah, I just recently changed my route. I pick up an extra 100 miles, but I lose 8 vertical travel miles.
Now, okay, so we did talk a little bit about training. What is left? You said Jimmy's going back to school here pretty soon, and he's you would call him your coach, huh?
Absolutely.
How so? Let's get the boy up here.
Come on, coach.
What do you do? How do you coach him?
I yell at him.
Do you yell at him? Does he take it?
Yes.
Give us an example. He's just standing there, right? He's not doing anything. What should he be doing?
Not a step.
Go walk 50 miles.
50 miles. You've got your coach. You're getting into the home stretch now.
Right.
You're going to be leaving, I guess, at this point in about a month and a half.
Yeah,
a month
6
and a half.
weeks.
Yeah, about 6 weeks you're leaving. So how will you be making the most of the last 6 weeks before you head out? Like, what's the training and the diet going to look like for the last bit of time here?
I'm trying to really start my walking off about midnight, and I can walk all the way up until Jimmy goes to school, and then I can walk all the way through while he's at school, and then and then I can be home with my family from like 3.
That's
through the afternoon
a
and
long day of
everything.
walking.
Yeah,
Is there other physical conditioning that you do, or is it strictly just walking? At this point?
push-ups,
Push-ups,
sit-ups,
Just
leg lifts.
basic body workouts, weight
basic,
workouts.
no gym, no weights or anything.
Training in the streets like Rocky.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I do want to ask you one final thing, really, and I think it's one that it's on everyone's mind when they think about walking across the country. Again, going from California to Georgia, the goal being in under 100 days, starting March 1st, and sort of inspired by the running scenes in Forrest Gump. This question:
Oh boy.
when you have to go, where are you going to go?
Sam carries a bucket for me.
He's got a bucket. There's a bucket. There's a toilet bucket on the rickshaw.
There is a toilet bucket on the rickshaw.
I love it.
And I have an Insta-tent. A tent that can be up in less than 10 seconds. So no worries. Emergency or not, I'll be okay.
There is no other question I think anyone could possibly ask about this. So let's get some final plugs in here. How are ways that people can support you? Because like you said, we're still looking for equipment. We're still doing training. Anyone who wants to try and support you and your world record endeavor that you're going after, how can they do that?
I currently have a GoFundMe. It can be found through my website. We'll also put it together an Amazon wish list for a few final items that I need.
And all of this can be found on your website.
Right.
So again, through the website, Jaxwalk.com, Jack Huffman is going to be going on an adventure where he's going to be walking California to Georgia in 100 days or less, starting the journey here on March the 1st. Again, jaxwalk.com, jaxwalk.com, and I'm assuming that's also linked up to all your social media because you do regular posts on Instagram and all that stuff. So.
Right.
All right, well, good luck to you, Jack. And
thanks, Al. Looking forward to it.